Okay, welcome to IQ online classes. So today we'll be doing projectile motion. So the first question is, what is a projectile? What is a projectile? So a projectile is just a particle given initial speed and moves entirely under the influence of its mass only, or its weight only. So a projectile is a particle given initial speed and moves entirely under the influence of what? Of its weight only. So this is what we call a projectile. A projectile is just a particle given initial speed and moves entirely under the influence of its weight only. So here, let's talk about what's a trajectory. What's a trajectory? What's a trajectory? So a trajectory is just a path taken by a projectile. So a path taken by what? A projectile. By a projectile. So a trajectory is just a path taken by a projectile. So let's talk about the range. What's the range? So the range is just the horizontal distance covered by a projectile. Talk about the horizontal distance. Covered by a projectile. Covered by a projectile. So a range is just the horizontal distance covered by a projectile. So let's go into details. Let's go to first type of the projectile. So let's talk about the first type of the projectile. So the first type of the projectile is this type of the projectile. So it is a normal ground. You are standing here, you kick a ball, it moves up there, then it drops down. So you kick a ball here, it moves up and it drops down. So here, when you kick a ball, it will make an angle with the ground. Let's say it made the angle maybe 30 degrees. And with the speed, and it is moving with the speed of, let me say, 100 meters per second. So this height, where the ball can no longer go up, is what we call the what? The maximum height. So h is the maximum height. So maximum height, this is the height where the projectile can no longer go up. So what we call the maximum height. And at maximum height, the final velocity is always equals to 0. At maximum height, the final velocity is equals to 0. So here, this horizontal distance from here to here, is what we call the range. So length is the horizontal distance covered by what? A projectile. So this is the first type of a projectile. So on this type of the projectile, the first question they'll ask you, or they'll ask us, is find the time taken to reach the maximum height. To reach the what? The maximum height. The maximum height. So this is the question, the first question they ask us. So meaning, if this one is A, let's say this is A, the ground is A, maximum height, let's say this is what, let's say this is B, then the ground, let's say is C. So now find the time taken to reach maximum height. So meaning, let's find the time from A to B, because B, that's where the maximum height is. So let's find the time taken to reach B, from A to B. So here, just direct formulas. So we say T, which is time taken to reach the maximum height, equals to V sine theta, which is initial velocity, over what? Over G. So this is what we call time taken to reach the maximum height. To reach maximum height. So since the formula, say T is equals to V initial sine theta over G. So from this given information here, let's find the time taken to reach the maximum height. So it will be T, what is the V? Which is this initial velocity here, which is the speed, which is 100 meters. Sine, what's the angle? The angle here is 30 degrees. So 30 over, what is the value for G, which is gravity? That is 9.81. So what's the answer here? So we find that T is equals to what? That is 5.1 seconds. So we have found the time taken to reach the maximum height. So this is the first question you're asking here. So meaning this is the time from A to B. From A to B. So what about we are asked to find the time from A to C, which is the time taken for this entire journey? What if we are asked to find time from A to C? So here, the time from A to B is just same as the time from B to C. The time from A to B is just the same as the time from B to C. So meaning, finding the time from A to C, we just multiply the time A to B times 2. So time from A to C will be equals to what? Time from A to B, which means AB multiplied by what? By 2. So how can we make the formula here? If the time taken to reach the maximum height equals to V sine theta over G, so means this one will be AB is equals to what? V sine theta over G, then multiplied by these 2. So the formula for total time taken for this entire journey is equals to what? 2 V initial sine theta over what? Over G. Or you just multiply the time from A to B multiplied by 2. So in this case, let's find the time from A to C. So we say it's equals to what? 2 multiplied by, this is V, 2 multiplied by 100 sine theta over 9.8. What's the answer? The answer will be 10.2. It will be 10.2 seconds. So we are done. So 10.2 seconds. 10.2 seconds. So let's go to the next question they'll ask on this. Let's go to the next question they'll ask on this. Let's go to the next question they'll ask on this. So the next question they'll ask you here is to find the time taken to reach the maximum height. Okay? Find the time taken to reach the maximum height. So now here they'll ask you to find the maximum height. So find, this is question 1, question 2. Find the what? The maximum height. Find the maximum height. Find the maximum height. So we need to find this maximum height. So here, where's the maximum height? Is this edge. So we need to find this edge. So let's find the maximum height. So here, for finding the maximum height, we use a formula. So just a direct formula. So what is the formula? The formula is h, which is the maximum height, is equals to v initial squared sine squared theta over 2g. Which is v initial squared sine squared theta over 2g. So here, just because you can't punch sine squared directly on a calculator. So this formula will be simplified in this way. Say h is equals to v initial squared sine theta multiplied by sine theta over what? 2g. So from this given information here, let's find the maximum height. So this is the maximum height, h meaning the maximum height. The maximum height. So let's find the maximum height. So here, we said h is equals to, what is v initial square? So v is 100. So let's say 100, when we square it, sine 30 multiplied by sine 30 over 2 multiplied by 9.81. So what is the answer here? So the answer here will be 127.4 meters. So this is the maximum height in this case. So this is the maximum height. So we are down with the maximum height. So the next question they'll ask you here is to find the range, or find the horizontal distance covered by a projectile. Find the range. Find the range. So how do we find this range? So in this range, we have two formulas. So the first formula is, say, R is equals to Vx cos theta multiplied by t. So Vx, so we are saying Vx because this velocity length is in the horizontal. So we use x, Vx cos theta multiplied by what? Time. So what is V? V is the same 100 meters per second, cos theta multiplied by that time that we're using here is the time from A to C. We use the time from A to C. So here check the time from A to C. Use the time from A to C. So in this case, let's find the range saying what is V? V is 100. What is cos? What is the angle theta multiplied by what is the time? 10.2. So what is the answer here? What is the answer? What's the answer? So it's 83.3 meters. So we have found the range. Or you can use this formula here where we say the range is equals to v squared sine 2 theta over g. Is this the correct formula? So say v squared sine 2 theta over g. You can still use that formula, you still get the same answer. But this one, just a simple formula. So here, so which other question can they ask you on this one? So the other question they ask you is, find the impact velocity. Find the impact velocity. So we need to find the impact velocity. As this projectile hits the ground here, there will be an impact. So we need to find the impact velocity. So find the impact velocity. So we need to find the impact velocity. Okay. So find the impact velocity. How do we find it? So find the impact velocity here. So question 4. Say question 4. Question 4 is what? Find the impact velocity. So find the impact velocity. So say find the impact velocity. The impact velocity. So find the impact velocity. So here, as this projectile is moving from A, B, C, after hitting the ground here, there will be an impact here. So this impact will be in this way. So have C. As it hits the ground, the impact will be felt in this direction and the other impact will be felt in this direction. So this impact here in this direction, say in the X direction, this is what? This is Y. So we need to find the common velocity or the impact velocity, which is this one. Let's say V. So here we have an impact in this horizontal and the impact in the vertical. So we need to find the common velocity, which is the V, which is the impact velocity. So how do we find this V? How do we find this V? So we need to find X, we need to find Y. How do we find X? So now let's talk about the velocity in the Y direction, in the X direction. So say Vx is equals to U plus what? 80. So here, what is happening here? When you kick a ball will move in this direction. It's more like it's moving up here. It's moving in the vertical direction here. So it's moving up there. So because it's moving up there, so you know automatically in the X direction there's no acceleration. So in the X direction here, there's no acceleration because this thing is moving in this way. So in this equation, automatically where there's acceleration is 0. So we say Vx is equals to U, this is 0. So now, we have seen that this speed is given at an angle, this speed is given an angle, so we say Vx is equals to U sine what? Cos, this is X direction, cos theta. Cos theta. So to be U initial cos theta. So in this case, Vx is equals to what? 100 cos what? Cos 30. What is the answer? 86.6 meters per second. So we have found the X value. So now the next thing we need to do is to find the what? The Y value. How do we find the Y value? Say, we bring in this equation, say Vy is equals to U plus what? 80. But now, in this case, we know that in the vertical, there's acceleration. We know that in the vertical, there's what? Acceleration. So this equation will be Vy is equals to, and this speed is given at an angle. So it will be U, and in the vertical is sine. So U initial sine theta. And here, if you kick a ball here, you can see that it is going against gravity, so meaning the gravity will be negative. So as you kick a ball, it is going up, so it is going against gravity, so meaning minus gt, so gravity will be negative. So it will be Vy is equals to, what is U? 100 sine 30 minus, what is G? 9.81. So on the time here, which time do you use? Do you use the time taken to reach the maximum height or the time taken for the entire journey? So use the time taken for the entire journey. So use the time from A to C. So what's the time? It is 10.2. So what is the answer? So it's negative 50 meters per second. So we have the value for, here we have, this is Vx, we have 86.6. Here we have what? Negative 50. So in the y direction, we have what? Negative 50 meters per second. Here, meters per second. So how do we find the magnitude? How do we find the impact velocity here? So as well as we find the magnitude, we will say this common velocity here, it will be equals to the square root of Vx squared plus Vy squared. So in this case, it will be equals to, what is Vx? Vx is 86.6 V squared, 6 point, V squared plus negative 50 V squared. So what is the answer here? What is the answer here?
4.56.
What is the answer here? The final answer. What's the final answer?
19.
So the final answer is 100 meters per second. We'll say 100 meters per second. So this is the magnitude. So now, as we have found the magnitude, we also need to find the direction. We need to find the direction. So how do we find the direction? The direction we find is, we'll say tan inverse y over x. So tan inverse y, what is y? Y is the value for Vy, which is negative 50 over the value for H is 86.68. So what is the angle here? So the angle is negative 30 degrees. So now, if you understand trigonometry, if you understand the quadrants, so you can see that here, if you understand the quadrants, you have quadrant 1, let's say all students take chemistry. So here we know that tan is positive, cos is positive, sine is positive. But here S, we know that sine is positive, cos is negative, tan is negative. So here, only tan is positive. So say tan positive, sine negative, cos negative. So here, cos positive, tan negative, sine negative. So now, here, we look for quadrants where tan is negative. Where tan is negative. So you can see that here tan is negative, and where and here tan is negative. So here, the second quadrant, how do you find the answer? It will be 180 minus the angle, which is 30. What is the answer? 150 degrees. The second, the other quadrant where tan is negative is the last quadrant. We know this is a quadrant for 360. 360 minus 30. What's the answer? 330. 330. Okay. 330 degrees. We are done. And this question carries a lot of marks, so make sure you understand this question. Just follow this procedure when you are good to go. So we are done with this first part of the projectile. This is the first type of the projectile. And I'm sure these are the only questions they'll ask you in this first part of the projectile. Sometimes they'll ask you to find the launch angle. We'll talk about the launch angle. We'll make a video on how to find this angle. So now let's go to the next type of the projectile.